Lead the Way, a podcast for school leaders with author, speaker, and educator, Dr. Bill Ziegler.
It's such an honor to have a good friend and a school leader, Derek McCoy, the NASSP Digital Principal of the Year for 2014 on Lead the Way. Derek, so great to have you on the program today.
Bill, thanks for the invitation, man. I've really been looking forward to this all week long.
Awesome. Well, Derek McCoy, if you don't know him, you need to follow him on Twitter. What's your Twitter handle, Derek?
I am at McCoy Derek, and that's the same as my blog as well.
Awesome. So make sure you check out the blog and check out Derek on Twitter. He has some pretty amazing things that he shares about school leaders. And one of them we're going to talk about today. Derek, talk to us about how we as school leaders can build compassionate and empathetic students in our schools.
Absolutely. Before we get into the hows, it's really about the whys and the need. You know, we focus so much, and particularly at the middle school level, on a lot of us have misconceptions and misfocuses, rather, about, building environments where kids are controlled and kids are following rules. But we're missing out on the biggest piece that in 10 years, all of our students are going to be out of our buildings and they're going to be out in the world. And we need to be very mindful. We need to be mindful of how they are going to be mindful of others. So what are the efforts and what are the things that we are doing ourselves to help create and build the better citizens of the world? I remember growing up, people always talked about being respectful. And of course, I want to be respectful. But there's a bigger lens to look at that through. And we all have seen efforts of people stressing that we need to create students who have empathy and having empathetic students. We took that focus to heart. And when I joined West Middle, we revamped our vision and mission statement. And we came down to, we want to see the 5 core values that we want our students to exhibit. And those core values were all personal traits. It didn't have anything to do with high achieving this or this, that, and the other. What kind of people do we want? And one of the things, and we're so proud of this, is we want our students to be compassionate. We want them to see the other person, recognize the other person, and create some learning experiences to where they are going through activities and building up those empathetic muscles to where they treat people, where they understand what the other person is going through. And that's a big part of the compassion efforts at West Rand Middle. We even created a special event where we have a compassion project. All of our students in the whole school had to participate in a compassion project where 3 simple goals. We had to change a life, change your community, or change the world. So your compassion project could be independent, could be with a partner, or be with a group. But we have to make very specific, concerted efforts to create learning opportunities and activities for students where they are engaging in this specific type of thinking. Because again, when they leave us, these are the people that's going to be out in our community.
You're so right. These are the people that are going to be leading our community. These students of today are the leaders, not just of tomorrow, but they're the leaders of today. And I like how you talk about empathy as a muscle, and it's something that we can build and develop. That's so powerful. Derek, we have time just for one more thought, and I'd like to get your thought on what's one word that you would use to describe the need for school leaders to teach empathy and compassion to students.
One word. Well, I would just say, again, going back to being mindful. Be mindful of the people, be mindful of the students in your school building and their experiences and what they know and what they don't know. And more importantly, how they react to the things that are happening to them.
That is so powerful. And Derek, I can't thank you enough for being on Lead the Way and for all you do for middle school leaders across the country. Thanks for being on Lead the Way. It was great to have you on the program today.
My man, I appreciate you.
Amen, brother. And hey, listeners, we encourage you to follow us on iTunes and the podcast. And if you like this podcast, we ask that you review it on iTunes and subscribe so you can follow us and get more programs in the future.
You've been listening to Dr. Bill Ziegler with Lead the Way. Be sure to check out Bill's new book, Future Focused Leaders, by visiting chaselearning.org. That's chaselearning.org. This has been a presentation of Lead the Way.